Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The moment my wife whispered those 5 words, the air in the room seemed to collapse around me. He is taking me tonight. Her voice trembled, but her eyes did not meet mine. They focused on the wall behind me, as if she were speaking to someone who was not there. A cold surge rushed through my chest, sharp and electric, the kind of shock that makes the world tilt sideways. I asked her who she meant. My voice barely formed itself, thin and brittle, yet it cut through the silence like a crack. When she finally looked at me, her face lost all color. She went pale in a way that did not look human, as if she had seen a mirror reflect a truth she was not ready to face. She did not answer. And that silence became the beginning of the end. I tried to steady my breathing. I tried to be rational, calm, composed. But inside, a storm was tearing itself apart. Questions slammed into me one after another. Who? Why? When? How long? My mind kept reaching for explanations, even kinder ones, but each attempt slipped into something darker. She took a step back, gripping the edge of the kitchen counter as if bracing herself. The faint tremor in her fingers betrayed more truth than her lips ever could. I asked again, and this time she whispered a name that should not have belonged to anyone close to us. A name that should not have lived inside her mouth. My brother. The word sank into me slowly, like a stone tied to a chain. It pulled at everything inside me with a steady, merciless weight. I remember hearing the rain outside, soft and rhythmic, as if mocking the chaos rising within me. The kitchen smelled of the tea she had made minutes earlier, but I could no longer taste the comfort in the scent. Nothing felt familiar anymore. Even the walls seemed to shift. I asked her how long. She closed her eyes. The truth slipped out in pieces, each one a knife. It started as a conversation, then a comfort, then a secret, then something I never saw coming, though the signs had been there in flashes. Late messages she brushed off as friends. Visits to my mother that did not match the timing she claimed. Moments when she came home quieter than usual, lost in thoughts she would not share. I had noticed these things. I had felt the unease. I simply chose to deny it. Because I loved her. Because I trusted her. Because betrayal is easier to feel than to admit. She said she never meant for it to happen. She said she was confused. She said she felt alone. Excuses that did not heal, only carved deeper wounds. Anger tried to take control of me, rising fast, hot and blinding. But it collided with something else, something far more painful, guilt. I had been distant lately, absorbed in work, too tired to see the loneliness in her smile. I had ignored moments when she sought closeness, brushing them off as routine touches. These thoughts clawed at me, painting grief over rage. I asked her what she meant by "he is taking me tonight." She swallowed, her throat tightening. She said he had asked her to leave with him. Just for a while, she insisted. Just a break. Pause to think. But there are pauses that end marriages. There are breaks that never close. I felt my heart fracture. Not in one clean break but in many jagged edges. I told her she did not need to go anywhere. I told her I still loved her. I told her we could repair this. My voice cracked with every word, but the plea came from a place that still wanted us, still believed in us, still hoped she would choose me. She looked at me then with an expression I cannot forget. A blend of regret and longing and a shadow of something else that stung more than anything. She said she did not know what she wanted. She said she needed clarity. She said she needed space. That was the moment I understood she had already made her decision. She simply did not want to speak it aloud. The house felt smaller with every passing second. The rain intensified outside, echoing the turmoil within me. I watched her pack a small bag, her hands trembling with guilt. I did not stop her. I did not beg. But when she reached the door, I told her something that made her freeze. I said, "He is not taking you tonight. I am letting you go." Her face turned as white as porcelain. It was not control. It was not punishment. It was surrender. Sometimes the deepest act of love is releasing someone who no longer chooses you. Sometimes the most painful act of strength is stepping back so truth can reveal itself fully. She left without another word. The door closed softly, but the silence it created was louder than any shout. In that silence I felt everything at once. Grief, rage, love, loss, a shattered trust trying to become acceptance. The twist came the next morning. My brother called me. His voice was confused. He asked if I knew why my wife had shown up at his house, crying, begging him to take her away because she had confessed everything to me. He had no idea there had ever been anything between them. He swore there never was. He sounded as shocked as I felt. In that moment I realized the truth. She had been lying to both of us. She had created a story of betrayal because she wanted to leave me, and she needed someone else to carry the blame. My heartbreak did not fade, but it shifted, taking on a new shape, sharper, colder, and strangely clearer. Sometimes betrayal is not a knife from someone you trust. Sometimes it is a story crafted by the person you love. And sometimes the person you trusted most becomes the author of your deepest wound.